Sunset Boulevard.
Good Wednesday evening, everyone. How is it going? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care, and the pACT channels. How are you guys doing today? It is come to a conclusion. The chili cook-off was this last Sunday, and quite honestly, we had a smaller turnout, but we had a heck of a lot of fun. So I greatly appreciate it. I do want to, as always, make sure that I send out my love to everyone who participated, everyone who was there. Satirios from Key Largo Lounge hosted us again. We finally got back there, finally got to do it again. We got a lot of building to do again. All right. We were starting to get it up there, and then all of a sudden this whole COVID thing hit, and it dropped us a little bit, dropped us on our face a little, but I think with a little bit of time and with your guys' help, we can get it built back up. I want to congratulate my mother, Lola. I want to congratulate my wife, Adrian. I want to congratulate Sue for the great chilies that they made. Wow, I just got blurry there. Look at that. I at least I hope I'm blurry. I hope that's not just me, which could very easily just be me, my eyesight. But I'm going to do this anyway. Excuse my hands in your face. There we go. At least I hope everybody can see me now. Not like that's the best thing in the world, but whatever. So, but I want to thank them very much for creating wonderful chilies, every single one of them. And I want to congratulate everyone who came out and did a wonderful job. I want to thank Sabrina for joining us. I want to thank Anita for joining us with the donation, a huge donation of Life and Time of Baxter books. Please keep it going. We have a lot of work to do. Okay. It was fun, but we've got quite honestly, we've got one book, possibly two books per hospital right now, and toys for 5 of the hospitals. We've got 8 hospitals, folks. So let's ramp this up. Let's get this going. We desperately need your help. We want to make this a go. So we're going to ask you to please help us and continue to collect books and more. And I want to thank our winner this year of the 2023 Chili Cook-Off, wonderful chicken green chili. I personally voted for this one. I really thought it was really good. I thought it was even better than mine, to be honest with you. And you guys know over the past couple weeks how much I've said I enjoyed mine. Well, this one beat mine. This one beat the pants off mine. And Meg Sprague of Fort Collins, I believe she's in Fort Collins. I'm not positive on that, but she dethroned me. Yeah, that's okay. She didn't dethrone me. I didn't participate the last time we did this. So, but Meg Sprague was our winner. You can see the pictures. You will be able to see them when you get the email tomorrow. The email is going to be coming in into your inbox, and you're going to see all about it. There's a couple other things that you're going to be able to see in that email. One, we are still talking about putting together care packages for our heroes. Please remember that these men and women are serving away from their families. Not all of them get to go home. We've got weird incidents like what happened this time in Poland. You know, let's be honest here. We let emotion get ahead of knowledge, and we immediately started pointing the finger at Russia. Come to find out, it wasn't Russia who launched the missiles into Poland. You know, I mean, oh, what? No biggie, right? I mean, it just could have caused a nuclear war or something. But yeah, let's not jump to conclusions until we know the facts. That is something that we have been doing a lot of recently, and as a entire country. And as I've said, there were a lot of people who thought it was Russia that tried to bomb Poland, and come to find out, wasn't them. So, but any more actions like this, who knows? Our kids might not even be stateside. So let's make sure that you join us, and let's put together some care packages for our kids that are away from home. If you're interested in doing that, once again, the information is going to be coming to your inbox at 2 p.m. Eastern, noon here in the Colorado area, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific, and of course, that's 1 Central. But you can see how you can help us by creating a care package for a hero in your area. Once again, we are still collecting books for hospitals. We want to make sure that we make this big. You do not have to be in Colorado to make this happen. We're asking you to take and help us collect books in your area for your community, for the people who are in your community. We're focusing on kids. Uh, no lie about that. We're focusing on kids, but you know what? When we get in adult books, we're going to pass them on too, because adults get bored in the hospital. Let's be honest. I could not wait to get up. Matter of fact, I stood up and upset a few people because I stood up on a severely destroyed leg and proceeded to fall flat on my more than bulbous butt, knocking into the door to where they couldn't even come and get me. I had hardware in my legs, so it's not like I could move very well. That feeling of, oh my God, I want to get up and move around, happens to everybody that's in the hospital. It doesn't just happen to kids, it happens to everybody in the hospital. Oh, look who's here. The stinky one has made her appearance well known. Um, but so please make sure that you continue to collect books. We've got a couple other things that we're asking people to do, including getting your kids involved in creating these collection boxes. So if you are a business and you would like to get a little bit of run from Community Pay It Forward, we ask you to host a collection box no matter where you're at. You put up one of our collection boxes, we're going to reach out there and tell people exactly what we're trying to do. And what we're trying to do is get people to purchase books from wherever they are, especially from communitypayitforward.us/books. And you can get wonderful books like Baxter Life and Times of Baxter the Bat Dog. We ask you to open it, sign your name on the inside cover, sign your company on the inside cover. Business people, one of the other things that you can do, very, very simple. Mom and dad are going to see these books, right? Mom and dad are going to get these books. Take one of these wonderful things that are, you already pay for them. Stick it in there, close it, write your name in it, hand it off to a nurse. Nurse will pass them out to a kid that is, or even read it to a child who needs it. We're also taking in board games. We're taking in religious scriptures. We're taking in art supplies, stuff that is going to get these kids active and not get them too riled up. You know, let's be honest here. They're kind of in a bad situation, so we don't want to get them too active to where they're all running around doing all kinds of crazy things, wanting to get out of the bed, wanting to jump up and down, do all that other fun stuff. So that's one of the other events that we've got going on. We also this yesterday makes no sense how I said that, but it is true. We did announce yesterday the 22-hour Patriot podcast is coming back for a second straight year. To save 22 lives, we need to save one. To save 47 lives, we need to save 22. This all starts with you. We have to learn how to converse with each other, how to open our ears and listen to what's being said and start a conversation with each other, with our heroes, with everyone. We have to start this conversation because we're losing 47 a day was the latest reporting. 47 a day, and I did the math. This is as of yesterday, and it's still going to be pretty much the same. That means by December 31st, 2023, we will have lost 19,000 of our heroes. This is Ghost is growling. I heard it through my microphone. That's what that was. That was a ghost growl. And of course, that's Ghost the dog. We're not actually being haunted. Well, maybe we're being a little haunted. I don't know. 22-hour podcast will be on February 22nd, 2023. And we are looking for you to help sponsor what we're doing. Please sponsor an hour, sponsor a quarter hour, sponsor the event. Every time that you make a sponsor, your sponsorship, 50% of your sponsorship is going to go to one of the causes under our Heroes Both Country and Community, one of our veteran causes. All of these veteran causes are aimed at helping the entire veteran, not just a part, not just a small piece. It's aimed at trying to help the overall health. We need your help to do this. Businesses, let's get you involved in doing this. You join us, and for that hour, your logo will be right there. Kind of like it looks right there with the QR code. But it's not going to be a QR code, it's going to be your logo. You do not have to be a partner to sponsor this event. If you are a partner, you do get a special discount. Okay. So, in other words, come on, join us, become a partner. Why not? Why not turn your sales into something that helps other people? Let's be honest here. It's the greatest way in the world to get people to you to figure out how to turn your sales into a donation to help other people. On Friday, we are having a special show. We are having the halfway mark. Let me turn my head a little bit here. We're having the halfway month mark for Stop Shaken Baby Syndrome with One Hope Wines. We're doing it on Friday because next Wednesday is Thanksgiving. There will only be a recorded show. We will probably show Friday's event, Friday show on Wednesday again. So just to kind of give you an update, because it is Stop Shaken Baby Syndrome, we will also be adding an interview every week with one of our mission partners of honoring our heroes, both country and community, so you guys can get to know who they are, what they're doing, what they're about. We're hoping to get a couple newer ones added. The one that we're doing tonight is the one that you guys have seen a couple times throughout the week, and that's from Brian Gibson of Project Die Hard. They've got a new campaign going. We've got a wonderful thing. We got a wonderful interview that we did with them. Wonderful because of him, not because of me. Not saying that. But so I hope that you really enjoy that. One of the things that we've also got up and running, we were showing it just a little bit ago, and here it is again. We've got the Mall-in-One. The Mall-in-One is open. One of the other things that you can do is you can now buy your very brand new, very own Red Friday t-shirt by going to the Mall-in-One. You can also go to the dollar store. Every time you make a purchase from a dollar store, two things happen. One, you give a donation to supporting our heroes, both country and community. It's going into an account and it's going to be dispersed equally throughout all active hero missions that we work with. So we will be supporting them all. That's just a portion of that. The second portion, you tell us where you want it to go. Every purchase from our dollar store, this is in conjunction with Z World Webs. You go to our dollar store, make a purchase, and it equals two donations. One to our honoring our heroes, both country and community, and the other one goes to the mission of your choice. So we ask you to please, you know what? It's coming time for what are they called? The Secret Santas, the something elephant gifts, whatever they're called. Go to our dollar store, make these purchases. You can go on there. One of the things that we have on our dollar store are there are activity books. Those activity books can go to your local hospital and give these kids something to do. Sticker books, activity books, game books, color books, puzzles, things like this are things that can really help kids get through this and make kids realize, hey, we are not alone in this. We've got people who care about us. It's all about caring. That's what this is all about. Speaking of caring, my first interview for tonight is Larry Goldstein. Larry is a wonderful, wonderful brand new partner of ours, and he is here to help you, Mr. Small Business Owner. Why? Were you struggling? Did you struggle due to COVID? The answer is yes. I struggled due to COVID. We all lost business during COVID, every single one of us. Some a lot less than others. COVID was actually, it opened up opportunities for community pay it forward. Would I want COVID to happen again? No, not at all. Not at all. Because I also have a lot of friends who are no longer in business because of what it did. No matter what your feelings are on how it was handled by the government, whatever. Larry can help you if you have W-2 employees. He can help you make money from the IRS, get money from the IRS. What do you need? All right, here's the catch. W-2 employees, did you open a business during COVID? Did COVID knock your bottom line out of whack? Larry can help you out. Larry is our first interview for the day. And again, there really is no catch here, okay? Really, truly not a catch. If you've got W-2 employees, if you know someone who has W-2 employees who struggled during COVID, have them reach out, because if there is nothing found, there is nothing lost. Nothing is lost. He doesn't charge you to look. He can turn your loss into a pretty big gain. This can be a way to help you rebuild your company. This can be a way to keep those employees on. This can be a way to continue doing the great work you did during a very, very difficult situation. My name is Zach, founder of Community Pay It Forward. You can get a hold of me by calling me at 970-909-0751. 970-909-0751. This is my interview with Larry Goldstein. It was recorded a couple weeks ago. Many of you guys have seen it, but there's some very, very important information. If you know a small business owner that had as few as one W-2 employee, hit like and share this video with them, because this is information that can save their business. I got to start this over again. Sorry about that. I realized that I made a mistake, and no, Zach, not you, not making a mistake. No way. Why don't I add sound to that? How does that sound? All right, here we go. Now we're going to be talking to Larry Goldstein. Thank you. How you doing? It's Zach. I'm here with my brand new platinum partner, which I am so excited about this, because you know what? This gentleman is taken and he has put all of his faith into what we are doing. And that's one of the things that we love to do here at appreciate all of our partners. But when somebody takes and they step up and they go, you know what? I love what you're doing. We want to support you. We want to make a difference. We love everyone, but Larry, I cannot thank you enough for doing just that. I'm here with Larry Goldstein, and he's got some great news for business owners. Just a little bit of a clue on what's going on. Larry, tell us about this this one that you're working on now. How much is this person potentially getting back?
I have a restaurant who has 4 stores, and it's looking like it's going to be close to $2 million.
And how much did it cost them to contact you just to find out?
Nothing, not a penny up front, not a penny to get him qualified. And he has the option that once he's ready to be sent and that it's totally approved, to pay a discounted rate of 10%, or we all wait until he gets his cash and it's only 15%.
So, in other words, he never pays you a dime. The government, you're taking what you get for them.
Yes.
They don't ever have to pay you a dime. You just take a percentage of what comes back to them.
Right. Yeah, it's money out of what they get. It's not the government. This is actually an IRS program. IRS is actually not a part of the government.
No, they just act like it. They're
That's for sure.
all right. We already talked about no government talk, so we're not gonna go there. But Larry, is you're in Arizona right now, and things how are things going there in Arizona? Are you guys coming back? Are you seeing more people out and about, walking around? Are you able to go to places and talk to people again, or is it still pretty locked up there?
Well, this one gentleman is that we're looking to get about $2 million, is a local guy, so he's a local business, and I've had the pleasure of eating at his restaurant like 4 or 5 times during this process. So yeah, life's getting back to normal, but businesses have been stung, and for once, the IRS of all places actually has a program where 7 out of 10 approximately businesses with W-2 employees can qualify for money, and potentially a lot of money.
There's a lot of people that were told by people who are quote unquote in the know that they were told that they don't qualify for this, but they should really check with you, right?
I've had those run into people like that were told by their CPA they're not going to qualify. It's worth the conversation. It's worth, again, I can spit out the ways really quick, the manners, how you can qualify. There's multiple ways. One of the ways is if you had the nerve to start a new business during COVID, after February 15th of 20, you can qualify for money just for that. If you had supply chain issues, you can qualify for that. If you were shut down fully or partially due to a government mandated shutdown, you can qualify. And then the big money is if you take your receipts from 2019 quarter by quarter, not the whole year, and compare them to 20 each quarter. If there was a 50% drop in any quarter, you can qualify. You do the same thing, taking 19 first 3 quarters and compare it to the first 3 quarters of 21. If there's a 20% drop, you'll qualify.
So they're actually and I don't want to say awarding because awarding's not the right word. They're trying to help these businesses survive by even dropping the percentage in 21. So they're
again, I didn't create the program, but
right.
It's one of the main purposes of this is for business owners. Again, W-2 employees, unfortunately, 1099 do not count. W-2 employees that bit the bullet, paid money out of their pocket, and worked hard to keep their people on staff and keep their people surviving. So it's a righteous program. There are other ways, again, besides that, but that's one of the big keys behind it.
One of the things that I really enjoyed when I created your video, and we're going to be playing your video during this interview. We're going to play your video right after this interview is finished. But one of the things I really love talking about is I love the way that this is going because you're awarding people who are able to, like you said, bite that bullet, bite that financial stress. They're really awarding people with that because they did the right thing and they kept people hired. I understand not everybody could do that. I mean, I'm not naive. I understand not everybody could do that. But these people who knew that there was a struggle, but they kept going, they're able to be awarded now, and they're able to be treated like they are. And let's be honest, companies that kept people on, they're superheroes. So I mean, they truly are. They're our version of superheroes right now.
Well,
So approximately how much, and I know that this varies from situation to situation, but approximately how much are people getting per W-2 employee?
well, by rule, you can get up to 26 grand per W-2 employee, but it's all depends on, again, your payroll information, your 941 information. Again, there's lots of factors that go into the calculations, which I don't do myself.
Right.
That's for the computer nerds to deal with. But as long as your documentation is in, we need your 941s for 19, 20, and 21. We need detailed payroll information, gross for 19, 20, and 21. And let the team do their work. Again, I've gotten small people with only a handful of employees, 30, 40, 50 grand. I've gotten, medium-sized businesses like a restaurant with like 30 employees is getting like 380 grand. And now this one big guy who has, 4 restaurants, like 150 employees total. It looks like he's going to get close to $2 million.
That's amazing. I mean, it is kind of neat after all the years of bashing that one lovely organization that we were talking about, that now they're finally doing something that is really going to help keep some of our small business brethren alive. Does it matter? And I know that like, are the ultra big guys getting the same thing as the small guys?
Not the ultra businesses, the businesses over 500 employees don't qualify.
So see, that's even better. Okay, yeah, everybody should deserve, but yeah, knowing that businesses like those big ones are not benefiting off this, I think that to me that makes it even a better thing, that what, you're really trying to help. What we always do, Larry, one of the things that we've discussed is that we love watching the small guys grow from nothing to something, and that's one of the things that we're trying to do really hard here. So I mean, I love it. What do people need to do to get a hold of you to start this conversation? And again, there's absolutely no requirement. You don't have to sign your life away or anything. This is all, let's have a conversation. Let's see where we sit. If I can't help you, I can't help you. If I can, get ready to, to support your business even further.
Well, no contract is actually signed until you're qualified. So we'll do all the work. If you don't qualify, you don't qualify. We bite the bullet, and then again, if it costs the company a few bucks, so be it. It's about helping people, because again, the majority of businesses do qualify. It's just a question of how much to qualify for. Again, the stats are 70%, but I believe it's a little higher. So they call me, we'll speak on the phone. I can also, through your site, you'll have a site that they can go to, and they can do the application, again, free of charge. You can also put it on test mode, so you can play around with it and see the different scenarios. It'll ask you about the amount of employees you've had in 19, 20, and 21. It'll ask about, obviously, how business went, if it dropped in, your gross receipts dropped, but it'll take you to where you need to go. Again, if it has to discuss supply chain issues, mandated shutdowns. The site is awesome. So once you do that pre-qualification on the site, even if you didn't call me before, once I get notification, I follow up with everybody to ensure that everything's done properly. Then they upload their 941s, they upload the payroll information. The communication is incredible. I've gotten people I just got a small guy qualified in 3 days after he got in his information. I mean, that's incredible. We say 1 to 3 weeks, but it's going faster and faster, because again, the main company I'm associated with, we're over $2.5 billion we've gotten for people so far. So
That's
it's a great
billion with a
process.
B.
Billion with a B.
That's fantastic.
Yes, yes. So again, it's worth the conversation. And as you know, I mean, both of us, we got together because we're both in business to help folks.
Yeah.
And again, never any, there's no thoughts of any money. So I don't want even people to even worry, oh, what's the catch? There's a catch. There are no catches. Talk to me. Let me see if I can help you. If I can't help you, I bet I can help one of your friends. And then
Yeah.
obviously all of us get together with the money we make, get from the IRS, and we help support you a little more for all your righteous work. It's just a winner for everybody.
Yeah. And once again, you know what? Larry throws us a referral award for you using him, and we turn around and we give 80 to 85% back to a cause that you love. So imagine this: you call Larry, you have, we'll say, 10 employees. He gets you a couple $1,000. Doesn't cost you a penny. Plus, you get to support a cause that you love that has asked us for help. It is, I mean, it's just the whole sound of that to me, Larry, sounds fantastic. You're not only supporting yourself as a business, but we're also going to give to somebody else who needs help. I just think it's a way that, you can really support the people that you love in your community. And yeah, it's the reason why this business was created. And it's a reason why people like you and, you and our other partners are going to make this successful, because we're able to help other people while we're helping people. That's, it's a circle of good. Um, I have to bring this up because it's important to me, as just a patriot. You are a veteran.
Yes, sir.
Can you?
I got the pleasure of serving under President Ronald Reagan in the early 80s. Spent my whole tour over in West Germany, which doesn't exist anymore,
Right.
guarding the wall, which obviously very few tried to get over, because there were serious consequences if they did. And yeah, it was an honor serving under a great president like that. So plus I got to see the world. It was
Yeah.
kind of nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw quite a bit of Europe. Um, so it was, and I think every young man should serve his time in the military. It's
I've told now all three of my sons, with Andrew joining our family, that that's one of the things that I really regret. And it's kind of funny. I didn't want to join at the time because I didn't want to get my hair cut and I didn't want to get yelled at, so I got married instead.
well,
Boy,
it's
that
all
worked out really well. Now I'm a middle-aged balding guy who's been married 3 times. So, um, funny story, and you and I never discussed this. So this is something that is really funny. When my dad served in '71, there towards the end of Vietnam, Dad was in West Germany as well. Our apartment overlooked the wall. We could look out there and see into East Germany through our apartment. Somewhere in this vast house of ours, you got a picture of me standing against a plate glass window, and you can see over the wall. So I've always wanted to find an actual piece of the wall and bring it home and keep it, because of the history and me having been able to touch the wall, albeit as a young child. So, give me one of the things that that your service really you use every day. It really is something that you use every day. Uh, a lesson learned, something that was told to you.
pretty simple. If you fall down, get up.
I love that.
It's,
I,
it's nobody else's fault. There's nothing else going on. It's you and you, and life is life. We're all going to have our struggles. I've had plenty. I know you've had plenty. It's what you make of it. And
yep.
Having a drill sergeant scream at me could have been what saved my life, because now wasn't afraid, or wasn't doing. I was ready to do what I was supposed to do. And God forbid I never got into those situations, but life is life. You know, every day is a blessing, and you learn that, especially when you're talking about looking over in East Germany. And where I was near Fulda, where we went to. It wasn't a wall; it was just barbed wire.
Yeah.
But there was actually a town on the other side in East Germany where they didn't have people there all the time because they were worried they'd escape. So they would bus people in and out of the city of a small town. So what it does more than anything for any young person is the blessings of the United States of America are far more than most of us imagine. You know,
Yeah.
once you've seen and you know, East Germany isn't the worst. I mean, obviously places in Africa where people don't have shoes, don't have houses, I mean, whatever. Um,
They
and
steal your children and make them soldiers.
well, exactly. So
You
I
know,
mean,
they throw hands in the or they throw guns in the hands of 9-year-olds and who are brainwashed into killing their own family. And yeah, I mean but I completely agree with you. You know what? There's certain things right now that are messed up in this country, but we still live in the best country in the world because, you know, we're allowed to say there's problems right here in our country. Other places, you know, you get drafted into the military for opposing a war, not mentioning who, but you know, so um we've mentioned it once before, and I also want to thank you. You are a huge sponsor of the finally 5th annual chili cook-off and toy drive. You have a history in which we're adding a Texas Hold'em tournament. You have a history with uh, dealing. Don't I guess that really sounded wrong there, but
no, it was, yeah.
yeah,
The
but
croupier. How's that?
yeah, you got a
Yeah.
history with dealing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, you spent some time in Vegas learning the
After
trade.
I got out of the service, started college again, and it wasn't for me. And I was talking to a buddy of mine who happened to live in Vegas, and he's just chatting. He goes, "Man, what?" You know, he wanted me up there because he's my buddy, but he had said to me, "You know, why don't you just come up here and be a dealer?" And I was like gaming and stuff, and
Yeah.
I like, wow, that sounds awesome. I literally dropped my classes that day. I was in the car the next day. Yeah, signed up for dealing school, and I was learning blackjack, roulette, and craps. And once I got to the craps, it was because craps is the most exciting game, you know. Once I got the craps, that was it, and I was became a craps dealer for like 14 years in Vegas. I caught the end of old time Vegas, where you know they were giving away comps, where you didn't have to have points and all this stuff. Yeah, it was a good experience. It was a good experience, but
So us putting together our first ever tournament, give us a little bit of advice on what we can do to make it ultra successful.
just have fun. I mean,
Perfect.
the beauty of what takes you a long time to realize, and it took me forever. Um, anytime you're gambling, expect when you walk in the door, you just expect that you've already lost. Whether it's money, whether it's charity, whether it's whatever it is, okay? You got a pocket full of money, say it's gone before you walk in the door, and now you cannot lose. Stressing gambling takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah.
Gambling money you can't afford to lose takes all the fun out of it. So again, I know your tournament is, you know, not big bucks. People are not going to hurt themselves. But my biggest advice for anyone who likes to go to any of the casinos is kiss your money goodbye before you walk in the door. And you can never lose. But now you're not afraid to play.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes people get on hot streaks on a craps table, on a blackjack table, and they're finally winning. And now they're afraid to go for it because, all right, I finally won a little bit. You already lost. If you want to
Yeah.
go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the best gaming lesson I can ever give.
You know, the funny thing is that my like the only gambling story I've really got is I was in Black Hawk, which is here in Colorado. It's our it's our gaming town, and we were in Black Hawk, and I went up there with my girlfriend, and and because she really wanted to go. And I didn't even think about it when I went. When I got up there, I woke up the next morning and I was like going, oh no, I can't be here. And she was like, why? Because George Brett is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, my favorite player of all time is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. And she's going, well, they got TVs there. And I'm like, okay, great. Fantastic. So I get there and she goes off and starts playing the coin machines and does all that. And I sit down, grab myself an adult beverage, and I'm watching the TV. And the guy goes, you got to bet. And I'm like, the hell am I going to bet? That he says words? What? And you know, you have to play a game if you're going to sit here. So I'm like going, I don't want to do this. That's not me. You know, I'm not a gambler. So he goes, man, here, just take a roll of quarters. Every 2-3 minutes, drop a quarter in, hit the button, you know, just do it that way. And this is back when you actually use quarters, not the cards. And so I was like going, okay, so that's my story on I was forced to bet just to watch George Brett get inducted into the Hall of Fame. So, but that's about my only gambling story. Hey, Larry, let's get back to business real quick. I really want to make a point, really get the point across to people to, you know, hey, small businesses, if you struggled, but you did the right thing, make sure you call this man, because when you call this man, he can turn those struggles into finances that you probably need right now. I just read a story in the newspaper, you know, those things that are made out of paper that have news in them. I know a lot of people haven't even heard of those anymore, but about a 41-year-old restaurant here in Colorado that because of the pandemic, the person sold the building, they lost their lease, and they decided, you know what, we're not going to move again. This pandemic really kicked our butt, and they're closing the doors, you know, and that's just, I hate hearing these stories that, you know, having friends that had to shut down because of this, you know, it's just, it breaks my heart. And knowing that there are people like you out there, Larry, who are going to help them stand back up, I think I love the idea. Are there?
I want to say, yeah, again, you didn't mention this restaurant before. If they were around during COVID, if they sold like end of COVID, you know, 21, whatever it is, they still can qualify for some money. So, I mean, in fact, I got a bakery right now in California that sold their business. I think it was second quarter of 21, and they're still qualifying for money. So,
well, I will see if there's any contact information. I'll try to reach out to them and let them know, because that would be, you know, I mean, maybe we can get them to change their mind. This is a very popular place. Maybe we can get them to change their mind and change their fortune. But
that would be incredible. You know,
yeah, that would be a success story that we could all be extremely proud of. You know, hang our hats on that. Is there a minimum of a number of employees you have to qualify?
Not for us. I mean, some of these companies want, you know, because they want to make the big money.
Right.
Give me one W-2 employee. We'll try to get them whatever. If it's a few grand, it's a few grand. Family members don't count. Owners don't count. But besides that, if they have W-2 employees, you know, from one to, you know, hundreds, let's see what we can do. You know, like I said, I've gotten a lot of small people money. You know, again, I can mention a few up the top of my head. You know, a small restaurant with 5 employees is getting like 44,000. So it's not chicken feed even for them. But again, some of the big ones, again, $300,000-$400,000, and once this one for $2 million gets done, it's insane.
What the hell can you do with $44,000? Sheesh. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, but this guy again, restaurant's probably the toughest gig out there. You know?
Yep.
The margins are so small. This guy was struggling, and he was actually referred to me by his CPA, because a lot of CPAs don't do this. Some CPAs don't even know about it. So I get referrals from CPAs. You know, I get referrals from business brokers. I get anyone involved in businesses. we can help a lot of people. And again, we're not selling them anything. I'm not asking them for anything except to work with me until we know they're getting money.
And so, you just said it. There's nothing. There is no loss for them, is there? Absolutely no loss. No matter what, even if they don't qualify, it's just, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. But it was a pleasure working with you. There's no catch to this.
No,
All
no.
right.
Again,
Larry, give us.
they're not even signing. They're not even actually signing any contract until we got them qualified. I spend all day on the phone talking to people, and it does break my heart when I tell them, yeah, I don't think you're going to qualify. People with 1099 employees still call me saying, hey, maybe I can. If you don't have W-2 employees, you will not qualify. 1099s unfortunately do not count. Because again, a lot of it's based on the payroll tax that they're sending you.
Okay,
So,
but it's not going to stop you from talking to them.
no, everyone deserves a conversation. No,
Right?
I mean, they might have a buddy that needs help that has no clue. So
That's
I
right.
mean, friends like to help friends. If I can't help them, unfortunately. In fact, I got another one down in Phoenix where I couldn't help the son, but the mother has a place, and wow, we're helping her, and I mean, she's a tough situation. Her husband just passed away recently, and so she's like, lost. His husband took care of all the books and all this, and I'm talking to her new CPA and her new bookkeepers, and she's gonna get, hopefully 30 or 40,000, which to her is $1 million. So again, anyone, big, small, whether I make a lot of money or not, it doesn't matter. I'm helping people that deserve it. That's all there is to it. For once, the IRS is doing something right.
Yeah,
You
they're not calling you going, hey,
And I just want to mention that because people know about the PPP loan that a lot of people got that was sponsored by the Small Business Association. This is, again, sponsored by the IRS. It's not publicized like PPP. It's not as easy to do as PPP. But again, the IRS is in business to take your money, not to give it. But
and
they
even though
have
it's
to
not
prove
even though it's not as easy as the PPP loans, it doesn't matter to the store owner. They're not the ones doing the work. It's you guys.
as long as they just work with me, let's get the right documentation, the proper documentation, because obviously we're dealing with the IRS, so we're very anal about getting the perfect documentation before approving and going forward. So yeah, it's done right. Again, they're 941s, their payroll information, and then if anything else we need, we'll be on top.
Well, you can always take, and one of the best ways that you can get a hold of Larry is on his landing page right here on communitypayitforward.us/ERC specialists, Larry Goldstein. And Larry, your phone number is 602-989-4200.
Correct.
Okay, so once again, that's 602-989-4200. You can get a hold of him at LarryGetYourCheck.com.
Larry, get your ERC check.
Oh, ERC, I'm sorry about that.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess right there is and the website is getyourerccheck.com. So,
Correct.
once again, we are very, very, very excited to introduce you guys to Larry. Please, if you know a small business that struggled through COVID, if you know a medium business that struggled through COVID, make sure that you tell them about Larry. Tell them about Larry. Let's help them get some money, and then we can help other people when we do this. Larry, one more time, can you give me your phone number, please?
602-989-4200.
Well, I want to thank you, sir, for everything that you're doing. It's a pleasure to get to know you. It's a pleasure to work with you. I look forward to doing many, many things together. And you know what? Let's try to get this. I am going to reach out to this restaurant owner. Let's see if we can convince him to open back up. That would be something fantastic.
That would be an incredible success.
So, But and you can work anywhere in the United States, correct?
Anywhere in the United States.
That's
Everywhere.
I mean,
Everywhere in the United States.
it's great. Larry, thank you for your service. Thank you for your partnership. And most importantly, thank you for your friendship. Welcome to the family. I appreciate that very much.
Thanks, Zach. I appreciate it, man. I'm looking forward to helping a lot of people and having a lot of fun together.
Now, I do appreciate it. Now, I'd like to bring you to the video that we made for Larry. If you have any information, you can always give us a call, 970-909-0751. 970-909-0751. We'll hook you up with this man. You know what? Why not call a conversation, and that conversation can turn into money? Okay, maybe not the 2 million he was talking about, but you know what? Every penny you earn is a penny you didn't have before, is a penny that's going to help you retain these employees because you did the right thing. You stayed open during a very, very difficult time. Make sure that you call Larry, because you know what? You don't know what your situation can bring you. So again, thank you, Larry. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks, Zach. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, veterans. Thank you for everything that you've done, everything that you went through, and everything that you're going through now, because we know that at times it's still tough. And I want you to know, from Community Pay It Forward, from my wonderful partner here, Mr. Z, if there's anything that we can ever do for you, please feel free to reach out and contact us. Hey, everybody, my name is Zach. This is my partner in not crime. I'm not going to say crime because we don't do that much illegal. But great friend, great partner, great ally. Mr. Z, how you doing, my brother?
I'm feeling honored today. Thank you so much for having me. And just for our audience, we're not friends. We're brothers on the same cause to help our veterans. So thank you for having me, brother man.
Hey, I really wouldn't want to spend this time with anyone else. So this is great, because you and I, we've been talking for quite a while about what we need to do to take and help our veterans, because they are, well, quite frankly, you tell a story about you're in the New York area, and you end up seeing these veterans who are out there and sleeping on park benches. Their only
Yes,
heat is a newspaper.
that's correct.
That it just doesn't, it's not right. What what are some of the things that you have been part of who can help veterans if they need help?
Great question. Of course, the community pay it forward. That is a huge advocate of helping our veterans heal, find jobs, and more importantly, find the resources that they need without having to take a chance on Google or Craigslist. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But of course, I was affiliated with a program from the Veterans Connect USA, which was very similar to the Community Pay It Forward. Uh, so, yes, what you said before in regards to veterans during the winter time or full year round, I used to commute to Manhattan a lot. And often I see veterans that are sleeping in the same jackets that they took to war. And it's such a shame that these veterans are coming home either broken or in body bags. And do they get the recognition that they deserve? Maybe in the movies, not here in New York. As we say here, forget about it. And
Mm,
not to get off on a tangent here, but maybe we can discuss further and maybe share our thoughts of how our veterans are being treated. So I just want to say thank you, brother man, for helping me realize how to remember everyone deployed and for reminding me why I'm doing this in the first place. Thank you, brother man.
Hey, as I've already stated, man, I really would not want to do this with anyone else. You have a chance. You can reach out to us right now via whatever you're on. And if you would like to send us a video, just record a real quick 1 minute video. Thank a veteran in particular. Thank every veteran in particular. Give us a real quick 1 minute video and we'll share it. We're going to be on until 4:30 East. Is that right? Yeah, 4:30 East. But we're going to play a recording from one of the missions that we support with all of our hearts, starting at about 3:45 East. So until 3:45, you've got us two jokers, and then after that, you know what? Uh, we're gonna be listening to a really good friend of ours, Brian Gibson from Project Die Hard. Z, you and I are involved in so many different things. One of the things is, as people can see behind me, you are my co-owner in this Mall in One project. We have a dollar store involved in this Mall in One project, and it is so important because this Mall in One is very simply, it's a dollar store that you can get anything that you can get at their other dollar store. The difference is you don't have to walk into a dollar store, you know? Um, let's be honest here. When was the last time you were in a dollar store and you looked around and you went, wow, they have this set up so nice, you know? You always got to walk around, and me being a fat guy, it's always cramped and there's stuff on the ground, and
Wow.
you know, you're kicking everything and tripping over, you know, some lady's kids or something like that. We've kind of gotten rid of that, and we've put you and I have been lucky enough that we met a great individual, uh and he's given us the run of this dollar store. He said, do something with it, take it. I've paid for it, you go with it. So you and I took what has been sitting around on his in his possession forever, And what we've done is now every time that you make a purchase from that dollar store, a portion of it's going to go to a veteran cause in our heroes category under our mission partners. Along with that, you also get to pick one more mission that you would like to support. So you could support two veteran missions, two hero missions. You could support one hero mission and one family in need, uh, a cub, whatever. There's it's just a way that you can take and join us and we can really do something special with it, all for shopping at this dollar store, the dollar store that gives so much more. Mm, what are things that you're excited about that we've got coming up with this with the community cares dollar store?
What I'm really excited about, it's there's hope for our veterans to have some sort of something to look forward to. And if I'm allowed to say this, it's nice to know that we were given the opportunity to use what was not being utilized and use it for something that can help our veterans. Those who are coming back or those who have lost a loved one, it's just nice to know that we're definitely making a difference by paying it forward. If I'm allowed to say this, it's like that individual left us a Harley Davidson bike, and all we needed to do is just put in a new engine and just travel thousands of miles to send the good word out there. So, what I'm really excited about is that we have a platform that we can use, and it's a win 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 situation. We got an online store, people can buy, and we can send the proceeds to our, let's just be honest, ignored veterans who deserve a lot better than just a pen that said, I support our vets.
Yeah. That individual, and I'd like to give him credit right now, is Lynn Shepard.
Thank you, Len.
A great, great, great individual, and we both want to thank you, Lynn, so very much for honoring us and by giving us this chance to take and do something with something that you didn't really know what to do with, quite frankly, and your heart just wasn't into it until we gave you an idea and then your heart fell into it full on. And I would like to make a correction. It's like getting the Harley Davidson that we just have to fill the blinker fluid. We had to make a few tinkers to it, and it was up and ready to go. All we had to do was try to change a few things. You will see a drastic no difference when you go from community pay it forward to the dollar store website, but it is an affiliate type link. But the thing is that you get free shipping over $35. And once again, you know what, yeah, it's a dollar store, but this isn't the actual dollar stores. This is just a dollar store, and $35, let's be honest, I can walk into a $1 store and not walk out without spending $60, just because you get that in your mind. Well, it's all going to be cheap. It's all going to be cheap. You're going to get up to the register. You're going to be like going, what the hell? Everything's a dollar. How do I have $130 here? So, coming up with $35, it's not that tough of an ask. So, um, let's get back to our veterans. Z, do you have a particular story that you would like to share with us when it comes to a particular veteran, maybe a veteran story you've heard?
Yes, I do have a story. And this was when I used to commute to Manhattan. I had a corporate job, and this happened once, and it was somewhat unforgettable, very unforgettable, not somewhat. It was a cold winter morning on my way to Manhattan, particularly from Penn Station to Wall Street. Took a subway, and I saw this older gentleman wrapped up in a garbage bag. Well, he was in that garbage bag. He was wearing a badge that mentioned Vietnam. I couldn't see, I wasn't that close. And the way he was shivering, he was freezing. And, I don't want to disrespect anybody, but given that situation of being homeless, this person must have been in so much pain. But it got me thinking, is this how we thank our veterans after coming home? They've given so much for us. And I'm not trying to blame anyone here, but if I'm able to see this on my way to work, imagine how some people will be able to find similar individuals. And I do mean individuals, whether it's in subway cars, benches you find in Central Park. And New York's not the only culprit. There are other states, not going to say what, that do have homeless veterans. And these veterans deserve a lot better than just, saying, oh, likes and shares. But what you're doing, Zach, it's truly commendable what you're doing with certain ranches and certain projects that bring awareness to unemployment, disabilities, and veteran suicide. And I want to give you a huge shout out because I've never met anyone such as yourself that was willing to go on a 22-hour podcast just to bring awareness to something that everybody should know about. And I think one is just too many for any veterans who are thinking about taking their own life. We're here for you. We want to support you. I've talked to a lot of veterans who come home with survivor's guilt. And when you come home after many years of deployment and giving so much for this country, and you come back home as a civilian, your identity is basically ripped from you, combined with the feeling of being upset with yourself. And I can't speak on behalf of those veterans, but it's to my understanding, you didn't just leave the battlefield, you left a piece of you in that battlefield. And we're very grateful. It's hard for me as a civilian to relate to what you're going through, but this
Oh
is the
yeah,
only
yeah.
platform that I know the community pay it forward. I mean, you got the American flag right there. You can't miss it. And it's just I I know some veteran organizations that want to help, but this is the one that really stands out because you're all about paying it forward. And I like the fact that you have mission partners on your website where people can scan a QR code and whatever services you provide, a portion of that comes back to the veterans in need or small businesses who are also veteran owned. So I don't know if that counts as a story, but I just want to just say thank you seriously for doing all of this. And it's opened my eyes and it's given me hope that we can help our veterans thanks to your program.
Um, you know, as a guy, I was in Manhattan once in my adult life, and I was driving truck, and I was able to go there, and there was some, I saw some things that really opened my eyes. I of course didn't stop that long. We stopped long enough to drop off a load of broccoli. So,
Mm,
but I mean, it was amazing to me being a Midwestern guy. I've spent my entire life since the age of 4 years old in Colorado or Kansas. And going to Manhattan, Kansas was a whole new animal for me.
mm,
Um, I can remember that if you would have told me prior to going on that trip, if you would have told me that my eyes were going to be opened and there was going to be a tear in my eyes when I saw the Statue of Liberty, I would have said, "It's a damn statue. What do I care?" I think it's kind of funny the story of that statue. I truly, truly do. I think it's a hilarious story that that wasn't even originally meant for the U.S., but and it's even funnier that it came from a guy in France. So
mm,
um, and uh, and then you think about how it was over here in the United States for a certain amount of time because they didn't know what to do with it. they were like, well, where are we going to put it? And they're like, well, okay. So some guy finally, uh, had a thought, and they put it right there in the harbor. And when I saw that thing, it really brought back a flood of emotions to me, to the stories that, I've heard throughout the years. I've been lucky enough to be around so many veterans in my life, being in groups with these veterans, supporting their missions, being part of the VFW, as an auxiliary member, because I was able to ride under my grandfather's flags. Both my grandfathers were in World War II. I had one that was a ground medic in France, and he saw some terrible, terrible stuff there. He truly did. And then my grandpa Charlie, uh, he he was in the Pacific. He was in the Navy. So they both, you know, they both saw things that 18, 19-year-old kids just aren't. They're not ready for it. And it's weird. See, when you think about this, these kids at 18 or 19 are doing jobs in the service that if they were in civilian life, they'd have to go back to school for another 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
In World War II, it was simple. Oh, you were a farmer? Okay, now you're a medic. And that's one thing that my grandpa told me. He was like, yeah, I told him I was a farmer, and I had to do, I had to once in a while extract cows from the mom, and all of a sudden they're making me a ground medic. And I'm like, were they expecting to be attacked by a bunch of pregnant cows? What is going on here? So, and this is just a message to you again. If you would like to send us a video thanking a veteran, we will play it on air. We'll take and we'll record it. All you have to do is go to Facebook right now and record a message, thank a veteran, thank somebody, and please share this. Let's get as many thank yous out there to our veterans. We want to put you on air. We want you to join us, and we really, really want to make this important. You did mention something else. You mentioned the 22-hour podcast. And I'm happy to say that we are only about 3 months away from that happening again, because February 22nd of every year, I plan on doing that again, because we opened a lot of eyes, and it's a fantastic thing that we got to hear from so many people. Hey, Brian, thank you for your service, sir. And we're going to be playing your video here in about right around 25 minutes from now. So please make sure that you share this out. And thank God we had a second person here to help me out. But anyway, sorry about that. We've been having again rolling blackouts of our internet for the last 3 hours. So I wasn't able to work prior to this. So, but anyway, yes, Brian, please do share this. And once again, to everybody out there, please visit Facebook right now and let's get some messages on the message board, and let's thank a veteran that you know. Once again, we will be playing Brian's story here in just shortly. So, um, but it's about how you can help Project Die Hard. We do help Z a lot of hero nonprofits. We don't like saying veteran because it goes further than just veteran.
Right.
This is Veteran Day, so we're going to concentrate heavily on our veterans. But we believe that yeah, veterans give more than anybody else. But a hero, nowadays we've got teachers who are out there who, every day of their lives, they don't know if they're putting their lives in danger. They don't know what's going on. I mean, there's so much going on. You've got, uh, of course, police, law enforcement officers. You've got your fire department, your emergency um, emergency crews, everything like that. There are so many people out there that that put their life on the line, and Veterans Day actually just gives us a chance to take and reach out to them along with our veterans and say thank you. Um, this is important to me personally because I've grown up as in a family that's been very, you know, we are actually, when it comes to it, we're actually the first generation in my family that did not join the service. What is it in your youth and your background that makes you really really want to support veterans?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. And yes, there are heroes, and not all heroes wear capes, including teachers, EMTs, police officers, the people from the fire department. I was going to say FDNY, the fire department, and your parents and your local communities. And our educators, our teachers are not getting the credit that they deserve because they are teaching our future generations of who they can be in the future. And not to get all political, but let's just say our teachers are paying out of their own pocket to make a brighter day tomorrow. So they are definitely the heroes that we do have but don't really deserve. Um, why I want to help our veterans is because I haven't done my service for this country, and as a civilian, and seeing this and hearing the stories and witnessing what they've been going
Their
through,
lives
I think I think I
in
owe it to them
danger.
to give back to what our heroes deserve. The recognition, the time, and the support that they need. And to be quite honest with you, not saying I haven't, but the community pay it forward has been a great platform for me to help our veterans out. So thank you for having that option available to not just our American citizens, but also individuals all over the world, including Canada, or in some cases Australia.
Yeah. Well, we do have people out there who are everywhere, and as it's been said before, I'm not a veteran. I did not take and raise my right hand. Um, but because I did not do it, I am definitely, I mean, just most definitely, more um, engaged in trying to help our veterans because I do see the stories like you're going to hear here in a little bit with Brian. I do hear stories from other people who said, my son came home and he's just not himself. And the truth is we've said it before. We take a young person who's been growing up being that person. They take them in and they form them to who they need them to be. And so the person they were is gone. And for us to expect that the same person's going to come back is ridiculous, because they're not going to come back. You know, they're they're going to experience stuff. And this doesn't matter if it's wartime, peacetime, um, good time, bad time, whatever it is. They're going to go in, they're going to, see stuff, they're going to end up dealing with stuff that is quite a bit different. And I think we really need to give a little leeway to people when they come home, and expect, I mean, and it's true of everyone. you know Brian and I made mention yesterday when we recorded this. Look, there's these are all problems that we have affect us in real, in everyday life. People who are not veterans, suicide rates are up right now, regardless, no matter where you're at. The suicide rates of victims, uh, that's less than 1% of society raises their hands. So there's 99% of society left. And it's a frightening thought to think of how many people we're losing. um this is a great statement here.
Well said, Brian.
It's a heartbreaking, it's a terrifying statement, but it's a great statement. But and it just really proves a point that uh you know you, when something happens to us, no matter what it is, it's going to change our lives. And these are kids who have volunteered to go in and see some of the worst stuff in the world, potentially. Every time that they put their pen to the paper, they're basically saying, I am giving up my right to run my life. I am putting my life in your hands. Mold me, and then do as you will. So, it's really one of those things that it's unfair for us to think that the same people are going to come home. And it's also unfair of us to think that, well, they're going to just get over it without our help, because they're not going to. Projects like Project Die Hard, projects like the Veterans Ranch, projects like Veterans Honoring Veterans, projects like Healing Warriors. These are all programs that we support. Every single one of them comes at this problem a different way, showing there are different solutions to these problems. The one thing about these problems, or each of these organizations, that is the same, is they cannot do it alone. They need your help to continue to do what they do. Believe me when I say this, it's very easy to have a good, caring idea. It is very hard to sustain it on your financial situation. Another perfect statement.
Right.
It's important that we as people out here understand that the land that we live on, even though right now, you know what, we may not like the things that are going on. That's not these kids' fault. Okay? These kids are over there saying, you know what? We've seen far worse situations, and we want to make sure that we protect the freedoms that we were given. And I'm in no No need to hear about, well, all of our freedoms are being taken away. Blah, blah, blah. No, they're not. No, there are many, many, many other countries where many, many, many more freedoms have never been, there are people who have never seen freedoms. So,
Mhm.
I mean, if you really want to look at it, you know, join the service. See some of the stuff that these kids have to see. Brian also talks about something that we didn't get into all that much. We did talk about it, but he's got the he's already got the plans for the second fob, which is forward operating base. He's already got the location for it, and that one is very, very important to him. These forward operating bases are a place where, and I want to get your opinion on what he's trying to do here, Z. But what these fobs are, is it goes. It's not just a home for somebody. This isn't a,
Mm.
oh, you're homeless, come on in. We're going to put a roof over your head. We're going to throw some oatmeal in your gut, and then you know. If it's over 25 degrees, you can sleep out on the street again. That's not what this is. Uh, Project Die Hard is building buildings where, putting together FOBs, forward operating bases, where a veteran can come in and be wholly from head to toe healed. They can get a chance to get out of the service, sit there and go, that was a wild ride. Now it's time for me to rebuild. Everything from partnering with people like, once again, JR at Veterans Ranch. Community Dare to Care hopes to have a closet there for people who need clothing at every ranch, or at every fob. Sorry, he's also going to have people there who are going to help them rebuild their credit, and learn how to rebuild, um, or teach them how to build a resume to where they can go out and they can find a proper job. But they're going to allow them to do it at a slow pace. This isn't, okay, you got 32 hours to get in and out. Get your stuff done and go. Get your stuff done and done and go. That's not what this is. They're going to have a little bit of time to where they can take and they can get through a lot of this problem. So they're also always looking, and this is really important for you guys out there to understand. They're always looking for other nonprofits who love of their mission and would like to join and offer people your services. I love the way that they state this, though. You cannot charge the veteran for that service, though. It's got to be gratis to the veterans, because you know what, this is a place of healing, not a place for money. So um they also, which is something that they don't have anywhere else, they're going to be, each fob is going to take in two children, two families, which is fantastic, because a veteran, if they go home and things are moving a little bit too fast, that entire family can lose everything. And imagine if you've already got a veteran that's on the edge, and then all of a sudden he loses his family, because his family's like going, well, I ain't going to put up with this. So this is going to help the family stay together and help them rebuild together. Again, I think it's such a fantastic plan. I've never seen anything like it. Have you, Z?
No, I haven't. I think it's a magnificent plan. And again, there's a good chance it'll provide more hope. Like you said, it's going to take care of them from head to toe, not just, oh, we see that you're a veteran and nothing else. Here's some oatmeal, and oh, it looks like it's only 25 degrees. There's some space in near the dumpster, and you can make yourself warm there. So I think it's wonderful that you and Brian are helping our heroes that deserve a lot more than what they're getting now. Because sleeping in subway cars, not a place for a veteran to sleep in or live in for that matter.
one of the patches, and I showed you before, I'm kind of a I won't use the word, but I like patches on all of my writing materials. Okay.
Hmm.
I have my ex-wife accused me of being a patch prostitute, but prostitute was not the word she used. Um, but because from head to toe I've got patches, and one of the patches that and every patch is funny, or there's a name on it, there's a saying on it. One of them that you're going to see over and over again is "stupid should hurt." Stupid does hurt, by the way, a lot of times.
Not that
But
you would know
one of the
that.
ones that are on there that I really think is important is the one that says, "Why do our veterans have to pay property tax after they paid with, by giving of their lives?" I think that is so telling. I think I think that's one of the truest things I've ever heard. That, you know what, you're gonna make somebody who went out there and possibly gave up their life to pay a property tax. That doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. So, um, you know, dare I say, learn from a biker. I've met a lot of them. A lot of them, the things that they offer, you don't want to learn from them. But you know, every once in a while they'll pop off with something that's pretty important. We're about ready to start this video, Mr. Z. I would like you to do me a favor and go with that. Tell our veterans what you would like to tell them, and you've never really had a chance.
As an American civilian who may not look American to some, I'm truly thankful for the sacrifice that you've done for this country, whether it was the sacrifice that you've given for your bodies, your mind, and your life. I just don't know how I can ever repay you. So I just want to say, um, on from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your services. Thank you for your sacrifice, and welcome home. That's all I have to say, if it means anything.
It actually means a lot. And I want to tell you something. You know what? Our country was set up to where you do look like an American.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're actually the epitome of what an American's supposed to look like. So
Thank you.
we do want to bring up,
Likewise.
yes, this is I don't know, not grandizing, is it? It's a self promotion here. But if you go to communitypayitforward.us, you can join people like Z and me,
Z and me. I
Z
like it.
Brothers. But you can join us by ordering a brand new Community Pay It Forward Z World Webs Red Friday shirt. Simply go to this link that's in the chat right now, and that's going to take you to the store. And that store, you can order many, many different things from, as you can see, you got little Cub Club items to we've got everything from Cub Club items. We've got quite a bit of stuff on there, but as you'll see here, we've got the Red Friday shirts, and we've made it to I guess I can't click on the one that's on the show, right? So, but the great thing about this is that the Red Friday shirt, it comes in different shades of red, so you can celebrate Red Friday. And of course, every portion of this goes to the mission of your choice. The catch is, on the Red Friday shirts, you have to choose a hero mission, because that's what it's all about. Red Friday is remember everyone deployed. It was started by a wonderful group of Marine Corps mothers who just wanted people to not forget their sons. So they started a Remember Everyone Deployed program. I think it's works out wonderful. So, but please join us right there at our store, on our shop. Once again, shop with the dollar store, or go to this link right here. And when you go to this link, you can get your Red Friday shirt and you can join us. That's the wrong one, but that's a good one to have right there. The Project 22 Die Hard on Facebook. And you're going to find out in just a second why. But right here is the Facebook or the website for the Red Friday shirts. So please go on, order your own today. Mr. Z, I want to thank you very much for joining me today. You and I have been talking about doing this for a long time. Again, you and I work very closely on everything that we do. People are going to start seeing a heck of a lot more of us together because we're very passionate about doing this.
Absolutely.
44 to 47 lives a day of people who have signed over their lives, signed that blank check, as Brian said. It's a damn shame. It's more than a damn shame. It should make every single one of us not just think, but it should really make us think, oh my God, we've got to stop this. And that's all we're asking you to do. Take 1 minute today of all days. I'd prefer if you take 1 minute of every day. And remember what that one veteran that you met, that you've done. Remember what they've sacrificed. Again, wartime, peacetime. You know, people say, well, there was no wars going on. They were still away from their family. They were still away from their friends, graduations, soccer games for their kids, weddings. They were still doing things for this country that 99% of us don't do. So please remember, every time, every day. Good luck with that, Brian. And thank you, brother. Thank you for your service, my dear friend. Let's get Fog Brush up and running. But every day, please remember, someone died for your right to be able to do what you're doing today. Thank you, veterans, from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of Z's heart. We're going to share this message from Brian yesterday of Fog Rush. Please, please, please enjoy this video. Make sure that this video hits you right where it needs to hit you, okay? Right in your heart. I'll be back to close down the show as soon as this video is over. Mr. Z, thank you very much for joining me. Get back to your very, very busy day, my brother, and I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds like a plan. Can I just say one thing, if it's
yes,
okay?
Please
You mentioned it's not just the veterans who are heroes. I don't know if you mentioned this, but I also want to thank our other heroes who are spouses of these veterans.
Very good.
I just want to acknowledge them. Thank you. Some nights they're waking up and with PTSD and screaming in the middle of the night and waking up, and the first thing they want to do is have that drink or make the regretful decision. So thank you for the spouses of our veterans to make sure that they're taken care of. So I forgot to mention it. Thank you so much, and thank you. Seriously, Zach, and our veterans too, and our heroes. That's making a better day tomorrow for our communities.
That was such a great point, man. As we always say, you know what? It's not just one person who suffers; that the family's suffering along with them. So it's such a great point. So from us to you, to every veteran out there, we want to say Happy Veterans Day. please enjoy this video, but make sure it hits in the right place, right in your heart. Have you ever thought to yourself, geez, I sure do wish I still drank? Not because you want to get drunk or anything like that, but because you can't do anything right. Well, that's the Zach is me that is with you tonight. Anybody who's been friends with me know that I live my life through a couple Zach is me's, and tonight is disorderly Zach is me. So I am glad that I got. I'm really happy that I screwed up and I played that portion of that video. Anytime that I can give any kudos to that young man, I love doing, because he cares so damn much, and he truly does worry about, look, let's be honest here. He made the statement, I mean, there's a lot of people who don't think he should care about the veterans because of the way he looks, because of his Middle Eastern heritage, but that's just not true. Mr. Z is one of the most caring people I have ever met in my life, and I encourage you to please go to his landing page on our website, communitypayitforward.us/zworldwebs. Check out what he can do. You want to see what he can do? Go to communitypayitforward.us and you can see what he does, okay? Because what he does is just flat out awesome. There's nothing else to be said about that. As I'd mentioned in a little screen share thing right here, in about 12 minutes, we are going to be playing the Brian Gibson video. I really hope we're playing the Brian Gibson video tomorrow. If we don't, just remember, sobriety took a toll on me, and it kicked my butt, which is just, ridiculous, because I really haven't drank too much in multiple years now. But and of course I do say this all in jest. I only sometimes wish I drank more. But this is some of the information that we've got about the 22-hour Patriot podcast to Save 22. We're going to be ending the show with this. And this is what we're looking for, okay? I need your help to do this. Last year, we had 3 hours of 22 hours sponsored. That's 19 unsponsored hours. We want these hours sponsored because we want you to be able to come on board. We want you to tell your story. If you purchase a full hour, we're going to invite you to come on and be a co-host for that hour. It says a 15 minutes on the podcast. We're going to ask you to at least do that, whether we record it or whether you come on live, and let's be honest, if you're going to be one of the people who sponsored the 4 a.m. Eastern spot, you're probably not going to want to come on, which actually, I say this, but I did end up having guests immediately when I turned in last year. I had Jay from TotalSpeed.co, who joined me, and I had the Rev. Yeah, as many of you guys know, I'm the button monkey for the Rev. I'm his producer on Monday and Fridays right here on the pACT channels. Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, and on Friday at 5 East, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, 2 Pacific. But we had him come on, and then of course I had Mr. J.R. Smith, who sat there the entire 22 hours with me. I never felt like I was alone, because I was not. Mr. Smith was on there from the Veterans Ranch the entire time. So those were my first 3 guests on that day last year. So let's make sure that we fill 22 hours. Let's get 22 hours sponsored. And 50% of whatever you put on is going to go to the mission of your choice under our heroes missions. Okay. So if you are a hero mission and you want to become involved, now is the time to get in. This is a way for us to try to raise some money for you. Join wonderful programs like Veterans Honoring Veterans, like Project Die Hard, the Veterans Ranch, Healing Warriors. We got your 6. You've got Reboot VA. All of these wonderful causes that are small here in our area that are looking to, do real good for veterans in different areas. We've got $50 sponsorship, which gives you 1/4 of an hour sponsorship, which means that your logo is going to go right where this little guy is, right there the whole time. We'll ask you to come on and give us a little 5-minute spiel, a little, you talk about veterans for 5 minutes, we bring you on, or you can choose to come on for that 15-minute and co-sponsor. We're asking you to sponsor 1 full hour for $100. That includes your name on the top and the bottom roll call of all the sponsors. I don't care if I've got 50 sponsors. The top and the bottom of the hour, we will thank every sponsor there is. Your logo will also go on to Save 22 webpage, on the event pages. Once again, your logo is going to go on the virtual background. 1-minute video for every event sponsor. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I messed that up. But we ask you to guest host with us. $250 will get you 4 hours sponsored. A early morning, a morning, an afternoon, and an evening. You get everything that you get 4 times on that day. We'll replay your interview and 4 times that day. So people are really going to get to know who you are. And then, of course, there's the event sponsor, which we're asking $500, but that's because we're going to basically roll out the red carpet for you. That's going to allow us to look. The reason why we're putting this much emphasis on the price on these, I want this shared to every page possible. I want to put this out to radio stations to pick it up. The only way for us to do that is to advertise it, to let everybody know that we're doing this. Your sponsorship can help us get this word out. Your sponsorship can make this count. 47 people a day are taking their own lives. Yes, we are asking a pretty penny for 1 day. We are. No doubt, no question on that. Not a question at all. But your sponsorship goes from the day you sign up until that day. We'll have you on these PACT podcasts and you can talk about it. We'll bring you on so you can see more about it. We'll tell people who you are, what you do, and why you're doing it. We'll give you the opportunity to talk about every veteran in your life, and why it makes so much sense for you to be there. We do need your help. We want this nationwide. Folks, we started the conversation last year. Let's finish it this year. Let's be able to sit down by the end of the show, okay? Or the next morning. Let's go with the next morning, all right? Because, I mean, come on, I'm already putting in 22 hours. I'm not sure if I want to put in any more hours on that. So, but we're already going to be putting in 22 hours. So I think 22 hours is going to be enough for that day. So we'll say the next morning. I say in jest. But we want to be able to sit down on the 23rd. And we want to be able to open a conversation with somebody who's struggling. We want to be able to ask the right questions. We want to be able to say the right things. We want to be able to sit down, shut up, and listen to what's being said. We want to have a list of places that we can call immediately if we feel there's an emergency. The only way we can do this is if you help us spread the word of this event. The 22-hour Patriot podcast to Save 22 is Wednesday, February 22nd, starting at 4 a.m. East, 2 a.m. Mountain, until 2 a.m. East, 12 a.m. Mountain. Man, that's a lot of a.m. It's a long time. So, I beg you, get involved. Let's do this. Let's spread the word. Let's make this huge. Please join us in making a difference. The QR code you see now is how you can utilize the Community Pay It Forward fundraising program. I said the F word, sorry. The Community Pay It Forward program. Scan this QR code right here with whatever your needs are and see if you can find a partner to satisfy your needs. Call them, hire them. That's all you got to do. They're going to give us a referral, and up to 85% of that referral is going to go to the mission that you choose. You tell us who you love. We're not going to tell you who we love. You know somebody who needs help? We're going to ask you now. Please join us. Please. Come on, let's have a conversation. We don't ask for their 501c3. All we want to do is we want to tell their story. We want to give them a chance to earn a little bit of money by people shopping with our partners. That is it. I have Brian Gibson coming up here in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So I'm going to be getting off of here now. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. I want to thank Larry and Z. I want to thank you. I almost feel like I'm starting to do the whole Rev thing, but I'm not. So I'm not going to say goodnight to dog. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Corny. Please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton. Remember, if you're not helping someone, you're hurting us all. No one needs to go it alone when we all come together. I will see you on Friday at 5 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. East, as we bring you the halfway show for
Stepping out of her fear. Bring me home. Out alone to show me the way. You wanna be a part of Sunset Boulevard.